Ross, a 3-1 defeat tonight against Bromley, who are flying high in the league. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, frustrating one. We've gifted them 3 goals. They didn't really have to work too hard for them, which is disappointing. But yeah, it had a bit of a weird feel to it. It had a bit of a sort of a pre-season feel to it. It was quite quiet and flat. We had to really try and generate some momentum, and I thought we'd done really well in possession at times to keep it off them. They're obviously a top team. They're at the top of the league for a reason. Very hard to beat. Very well structured. But we've given them 3 goals. So it's really hard sometimes to find so many positives because of the goals we just give away. And today was a prime example of that. We play really well. We keep possession really well. We make them chase, but the damage is done from sort of the first 5 minutes with those 2 sloppy goals. So yeah, hard one, disappointing, but loads of positives in there, but just disappointing with the goals.
Yeah, those 5 minutes in hindsight killed the game, didn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think they got their 2 goals. They then didn't need to come and do anything. They sat behind the ball and were sort of hard to beat, and they worked their shape really well. We found moments through them. Harvey's had a half a chance. I mean, he took his goal really well, but it's just, probably a summary of the season, really, of playing well, but conceding really soft goals and giving goals away. We play a different type of football to Bromley. They're hard to beat and they're happy not having the ball and working their shape. We want the ball, and there comes risk with that. Today we got punished, and individual errors, they're going to happen, but today was just a real sloppy one.
At 2-0 and in the second half especially, I mean, didn't look like we were out of it. We were really pushing, and then that 3rd goal was the real killer because it came against the run of play. Yeah,
I mean, the first 2 goals, it's just a bit of chaos and sloppiness all round. The 3rd goal, I think Zach's misplaced the pass. He put his hands up. He said, "Look, I think that's my pass," but they got a little ricochet in there, I think, and he squeezed it in. But it didn't feel too deflating because we had the ball and we was making them work, and the boys were actually enjoying themselves. As sort of weird as that sounds, they were. You could tell on the pitch they were enjoying it. They were passing it, moving it, rotating, lending it to each other, picking up good spaces. We had control of the game, and to play against Bromley and do that, it's always, it must feel good. So the boys are, feeling good. Obviously the goals are definitely avoidable, but we've got 1 more game left. Yeah,
and before the game, you tinkered with the team a little bit. Zach McEachran obviously coming back from full fitness and not quite ready to start yet, I imagine.
Yeah.
Reece Fleet, what was behind that?
Reece got groin issues, some problems that we're resolving, but just limiting his load. He's played a lot of minutes this season, so just offloading a couple as well, giving some a run out with view to next season as well. We've got to look at these boys. We've got to use our squad. Boys have been really patient as well, and they've had to come in and sort of put the work in as well. So yeah, mixture of feelings of team selection, rotation, bearing in mind that some boys need some more minutes. Damage is done, so there's nothing really to fear or to lose at our end, but loads to gain in terms of looking at boys for next season, looking how boys finish the season, their character, their attitude and application. Spot on. The boys were spot on today. And yeah, Fleety came on, Zach came on from a long injury, and he looked really bright. So pleasing signs at the end.
Like you just said before, 1 game to go. Altrincham, if it didn't get tough already, we've had a few extra days on us after today. What do you want to see from your players in that?
Everything we've done today, apart from 3 goals. I thought we were really good. We passed the ball, we had confidence. I think there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, and we never border on the arrogant side. We try and play with confidence. The boys know how we want to work. The boys know the patterns. They know where they should be. They know what we're trying to achieve. But yeah, the 3 goals were really, really sloppy. And I must say that Harvey took his goal really well. He's been working his socks off since he's been at this football club. He's been unlucky. He's been sloppy at times. But I think he worked his socks off today, and he got a really good goal, really good control, really good finish. He deserved that because he puts a real shift in for the boys up front. So loads of pleasing signs, load of positives, but the 3 goals are just really disappointing. So something we need to address.
Just answered my next question about Harvey Greensley's goal, because it was some strike, but last game of the season, it's gone so quickly, and I know it's ended in relegation, which I don't really like saying all the time, but there's positives in there for sure, isn't there?
Yeah, the whole season, 100%. I just said to the boys, look, the season's pretty much done. We've learnt a lot. as a football club, as players. I've learned a lot about the players as well. It's all good and bright when you win last season. You know, you're winning games of football, you're playing well, you're getting back-to-back wins, and you get promoted. You see that side of the characters. I think this season you see a different type. You see a different side of people. You see the personalities. You see the culture. Whether it, you know, the boys stick to it or they stray away from it. And the boys have done really well. You know, it's been difficult. There's some hard results in there. There's also been some really inconsistent sort of lineups with injuries and team selections, people breaking down, and loads of boys missing a lot of football. If you go through the actual minutes of each player, there's a lot of football been missed by a lot of key members. So I think it's important we remember that and we understand that we haven't been able to get probably a full strength team out week in, week out for the whole season. But that's football. You know, we've had a freaky injury season. We had no injuries really last season. We had them all this season, and I think that's just football really. There's been loads of positives. I think the actual main positives is the boys really showing that, you know, we are capable of playing our brand of football at this level and levels above. But the individual areas just need tidying up and addressing, and that's what we'll look to do that.
Ross, thank you very much.
Cheers.